right, heading back out from this nice little campsite we had last night. A really pleasant night. It's a good place to hang hammocks because two of us are hammock hangers, and Stealth had his tent. Did hear some coyotes last night. That's the consensus of what it was, which was very cool and kind of spooky and haunting. They're pretty close, I'd say within a quarter mile, and calling out to each other. Who knows what the message was, but fun to hear, and you're definitely out in the wilderness. Lots of discussion about digestion this morning. I won't go into details, but it is a regular conversation on the trail. Everybody dealing with their different diet, how it affects them. So it's sort of funny. It's sort of like how we all talk about our dogs and whether their digestion is what it's supposed to be. Now it's all the humans talking about it. Anyway, it's supposed to be a record high today of 78, which is good, although it means lots of water. It's funny, the problem's just, it's just new problems. But they're all good. And then I think we've got a couple days of rain, including some thunderstorms, possibly severe. So that'll be a new challenge to figure out exactly how I want to handle that. And then it's supposed to get down into the 20s or below, and maybe some snow. So it's crazy wild weather, and it has been nice to be able to talk to both Stealth and particularly SOS, who's a pretty experienced hiker, and get some advice on how he thinks about his hammock and some of these other things. So as I may have said earlier, I consider myself a pretty experienced hiker, but not a very experienced camper. And you know, thinking these things through is part of the drill. Anyway, off and running. These towers are where we camped last night. Probably come a mile or two. And I'm on top of this ridge. I got up a little higher. And it's windy, I'm sorry. They have a saying out here that goes, no rain, no pain, no main. So you won't make it to the end without rain and pain, which is probably pretty accurate. So had a little rain, can check that box, and more coming, and a lot more I'm sure in the months ahead. That's part of the drill. And in terms of the pain thing, so amazingly I've had zero leg pain, knee pain, anything, you know, with my legs at all. Knock on wood, that could change, but so far just no pain even on these long days. I get tired, particularly in the afternoon on climbs. So a big climb late in the day is a bummer for me, but early in the day I'm better with them, and downhill late in the day is fine for me, or flat. And I can do the uphills, but they really do make me feel pretty tired at the end of the day. The uphills are where the young guys are clobbering me. They go much faster. I think I can generally pace them at flats and downhills, but not surprisingly, it's the uphills where their fitness level is able to propel them along, and I'm not quite as fast. The only pain I've really had, I think I mentioned it, is my right shoulder, kind of neck and shoulder blade area, which is weird. I'm pretty convinced it's not like any kind of muscle thing or strain or whatever, because there's no limit on range of motion or anything. It's more like a stabbing pain that just pops in, and it hurts. It's not pleasant. But I realized yesterday, when I don't use a trekking pole in my right hand, I don't get the stabbing pain nearly as frequently. So I'm using one trekking pole, which is helping. I still get the stabbing pain. I didn't take the ibuprofen today. Probably should keep doing that for a little bit longer. I'd love to get this solved, but if not, I'll just use one trekking pole and keep going. It's not debilitating, it's just unpleasant. So rain and pain, maybe I'll make Maine. That is an exceptionally gnarly rain. Just so this is what it looks like when you have a high metabolism and you're in your 20s.
Yeah.
What number breakfast is this, 2?
This is just 2.
Okay, so we've got
We're doing 2 of these.
Bar
We do 2 of these.
in peanut butter, in a wrap. You're gonna do 2 of those.
2 of those.
And
yeah.
your biggest issue, no joke, because I know a lot of people that are watching this are thinking about the trail. You really are gonna have a tough time getting enough calories.
I do 3 pounds of food a day.
3 pounds of food a day, so crazy. Just stopping for a little bit of a rest and a bite to eat mid-morning here at Jerry's Cabin Shelter. But the big thing is, somewhere back there this morning, we passed the 300-mile mark. I'm just a couple of miles from that ridgeline that was so windy, and now I'm in a field. It feels like midsummer. It's crazy. It's humid, and it's still before 10 a.m., but I can feel that heat coming in. I still have 2 shirts on. One of them is going to go soon, and I'm going to have to really concentrate on getting plenty of water today, because it is going to be hot. So strange to see the swings in the weather. The idea that it's going to be in the 20s in a few days, at least up at altitude, or I'm going to be somewhere where it's going to be in the 20s in a few days, is hard to fathom. It's quite the monolith. We're in there. Nope. It's a big crack. I don't know if you can see how tall that is. Probably 25 feet, 30 feet. I guess I'm not going to bypass the big butt. So, onward to the big butt.
Dwayne?
Did you guys enjoy Big Butt?
The big butt was fun.
You like Big Butt?
I like big butt.
You like Big Butt? There we go. I cannot lie.
My brothers might deny.
Nice. Just met a bunch of really nice folks on the trail. There was a family having lunch at the shelter we had lunch at. I think they're staying there tonight. Parents and 2 young boys, and 2, teenage boys, I guess. And I guess age is relative, young to me. Just really enjoying the outdoors and reveling in the family time, and something that the kids seem to enjoy and the parents really love, which is very cool. And then just immediately after, ran across a group of guys, probably 30-somethings, have young kids at home and just so interested in through hike, and interested in wanting to make it happen for themselves. And how'd you do it? And I told them it was something that for me took 20 years really of thinking about and wanting to do before it materialized. And like I said, it's a dream come true, and it is. It's a dream come true. So very, very cool and really interesting. And I don't know, it feels so good how much people are supportive and have positive things to say about the effort to do the trail and the opportunity, and how much they'd like to do it too. So it's been really gratifying. It's one of those days, they say, there's good days and bad days, or better days and worse days, or whatever on the trail. And it is like 75, 80 degrees. The sun is out. I'm in shorts for the first time and a t-shirt, and it's not a really excruciatingly hard day, although I do have a big uphill coming up. But this is definitely one of those good days. I think tomorrow's going to be rainy, crappy. It might be quite the opposite, but that's the way it works. We'll see. Long slog uphill this afternoon. Probably another 3 miles to camp, but I'll get there. Beautiful though. It's the end of day 27. Tucked into my hammock here at like 6 o'clock or something. What was it, 6:45? And that's the way we roll here on the trail, early to bed. Looks like tomorrow could be a little bit challenging with some rain and thunder, but we'll just see how it goes. Plan to sleep in a shelter tomorrow night. Interesting thing today, I got a spider in my hammock and decided instead of squishing him, take him out. We went out, we had a few drinks. Nice guy, works as a web developer.